You want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
You can't handle the truth!
Well, we're giving you the Michigan Sports Truth, the show that detects, exposes, and reveals actual and hidden facts, truth, research, and statistics about all the Detroit and Michigan sports teams that the mainstream media doesn't want you to know, whether fans like it or not. No junk, no entertainment, no homerism, no coddling, no pop culture, no opinions, no shilling, and no fluff. Head over to our website at michigansportstruth.weebly.com, follow us on Twitter at Michigan_truth, and like our Facebook page, The Michigan Sports Truth. Also listen to us on Spreaker, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts via iTunes. The Michigan Sports Truth podcast does not represent or defame any of the teams it covers. It only detects, exposes, and reveals honest, actual, and hidden truth, facts, and statistics about them.
And welcome to a special report edition of the Michigan Sports Truth podcast for Thursday, July 19th, 2018. I'm Taylor Phillips. Follow me on Twitter personally at DT2Phillips. Also on Instagram at DT2Phillips. Subscribe to my channel at YouTube. Also on Periscope at Michigan_truth. Got three things to share. First off, Red Wings front office advisor Chris Chelios leaves the Red Wings organization after 19 years with them. He played for the Red Wings, won 2 Stanley Cups. Before he played Montreal and Chicago. He's heading back home to Chicago. He's heading back to his home in Chicago to be with his family. His mother has been in very poor health, according to one of my co-hosts. His father had already passed away, according to another co-host of mine. My reason, the Red Wings are already no longer a playoff contender, and I'll bet Chris Chelios no longer wants to help a sinking ship. Ken Holland may be fired. Chris Ilitch might is going to sell them too. And by all means and legitimate reasons, he had to push the emergency button and bail, did Chris Chelios. Also, according to 9 and 10 News, current Ferris State Bulldogs men's ice hockey goaltender Darren Smith was arrested for sexual assault and now faces 3 counts of first-degree criminal sexual assault. The incident occurred earlier this month on the 8th of July. He's originally from Canada. He is bonded out of jail but must wear a GPS tether. You know what that looks like, don't you? He'll be back in court for a hearing next week, and he will probably and maybe definitely get cut from the Bulldogs hockey team. Last but not least,
For 3, yes sir!
The Michigan Wolverines men's basketball program and head coach John Beilein have signed a contract extension through 2023. Beilein led the Wolverines to 2 NCAA national championship games but lost both of them, somewhere between a success and a failure. Is it? The Wolverines still haven't won a national title since the 1980s. Beilein has been the only Grias head coach of that program since then. So Beilein's all they've got right now as a head coach in this in this lifetime. So might as well extend him. He's been pretty good. The only thing he doesn't do is win national championships. Hopefully he'll win one with the Maize and Blue through 2023. Hopefully. So, that's the special report edition. Oh, before we do here, want to read a comment in our Facebook group, the Michigan Sports Truth, from Steve Bauer, one of our regulars. He says, I don't blame Chelly for leaving the Wings. They're a ship of fools going nowhere. Exactly. Like I said before, the Red Wings are already no longer a playoff contender. Chris Chelios had to push the emergency button and bail from that sinking ship that he no longer wants to help. He wants to be with his family. He wants to help his dying mother, or something like that, or his sick mother. She's in very poor health. He no longer has a father. So good for Chelly. I feel sorry for his family. I do, personally. So, before I sign off, I want to remind everyone to share this episode on our entire podcast on social media and have their friends share that as well, because I want to tell them that the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast is searching for a wider local audience that is fans of sports. So please spread the word about the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast on Spreaker, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Its Facebook page, the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, and its Twitter handle and Periscope channel at Michigan_Truth. I'm Taylor Phillips. Follow me on Twitter at DT2Phillips. Thanks very much for listening, downloading, and sharing. TTFN, ta-ta for now. Also tune in on Periscope tomorrow night. It's around a little after 6:30.
The Michigan Sports Truth Podcast does not represent or defame any of the teams it covers. It only detects, exposes, and reveals honest, actual, and hidden truth, facts, and statistics about them.
And mission complete.